how you can save on your income tax return with the energy efficient home improvements and clean energy credits. We are going to go over in detail a Q&A directly from the IRS.gov website, answering some of the questions in regards to these credits. So happy to have you back for another update. Get your pen and paper ready. Let's go ahead and get started. The Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 amended the credits for energy efficient home improvements and residential energy property. Through December 31st, 2022, the energy efficient home improvement credit is a $500 lifetime credit as amended by the IRA. The energy efficient home improvement credit is increased for years after 2022 with an annual credit of generally up to 1,200. Beginning January 1st, 2023, the amount of the credit is equal to 30% of the sum of amounts paid by the taxpayer for certain qualified expenses, including qualified energy efficient improvements installed during the year, residential energy property expenses during the year, home energy audits during the year. There are limits on the allowable annual credit and on the amount of the credit for certain types of qualified expenses. The credit is allowed for qualifying property placed in service on or after January 2023 and before January 1st, 2033. The following residential clean energy expenses are eligible for a residential clean energy property credit of 30% of the cost: solar electric property expenses, solar panels, solar water heating property expenses, solar water heaters, fuel cell property expenses, small wind energy property expenses, wind turbines, and geometral heat pump property expenses, and battery storage technology expenses. Or roofing expenses that were necessary for the installation of solar panels eligible for the residential clean energy property credit? And the answer is, in general, traditional roofing materials and structural components do not qualify for the residential clean energy property credit because they primarily serve a roofing or structural function. However, some solar roofing tiles and solar roofing shingles serve as solar electric collectors while also performing the function of traditional roofing, serving both the functions of solar electric generation and structural support, and such items qualify for the credit. Now, is there a dollar limit on the residential clean energy credit, property credit? The answer is no. There is no overall dollar limit for the residential clean energy property credit. The credit is generally limited to 30% of qualified expenses made for property placed in service beginning in 2022 through 2032. However, the credit allowed for fuel cell property expenses is 30% of the expenses up to a maximum credit of $500 for each half kilowatt of capacity of the qualified fuel cell property. In the case of a residence or dwelling unit that is jointly occupied by two or more individuals, the maximum amount of such fuel cell property expenses used to calculate the total residential clean energy property credit amount for all individuals living in that dwelling unit during a calendar year is limited to 1,667 for each half of kilowatt of capacity of qualified fuel cell property. Now, what energy efficiency requirements must be met to qualify for the energy efficient home improvement credit? The answer is the following energy efficient requirements must be met to qualify for the energy efficient home improvement credit, and that is exterior doors must meet applicable Energy Star requirements. Windows and skylights must meet Energy Star most efficient certification requirements. Insulation materials or systems and air sealing materials or system must meet the criteria established by the International Energy Conservation Code, the IECC standards in effect at the start of the year, that is 2 years prior to the year the materials or the systems are placed in service. For example, materials or systems placed in service in 2025 must meet the criteria established by the IECC standard in effect on January 1st, 2023 to qualify for the energy efficient home improvement credit in 2025. Energy efficient home improvement credits. Now, electric or natural gas heat pumps, electric or natural gas heat pump water heaters, central air conditioners, natural gas or propane or oil water heaters, natural gas or propane or oil furnaces or hot water boilers must meet or exceed the highest efficiency tier, not including any advanced tier, established by the consumer for energy efficiency that is in effect as of the beginning of the year in which the property is placed in service. Also, it states here to see the CEE directory of efficient equipment for a searchable database of qualifying equipment. Oil furnaces or hot water boilers can alternately qualify if they meet or exceed 2021 Energy Star efficiency criteria and are rated by the manufacturer for use with fuel blends at least 20% of the volume of which consists of an eligible fuel if placed in service after December 31st, 2026, achieves an annual fuel efficiency rate of not less than 90 and is rated by the manufacturer for use with fuel blends at least 50% of which consists of an eligible fuel. Biomass stove or biomass boilers must have a thermal efficiency rating of at least 75% measured by the higher heating value of the fuel. And panel boards, sub-panel boards, branch circuits, or feeders must be installed according to the National Electric Code and have a load capacity of 200 amps or greater.